We know the feeling. We are just getting rather started, but we will get things moving here shortly. Hello, little tree sap. I'm assuming you may or may not know we are 11 o'clock now. You might not even be here now because, yeah, we changed our time. 11 o'clock just seemed to work better for everybody. So, there's white bat audio in the background. Good morning, Paranormal. How are you?
You better Ash.
Thank you.
Let me light up one of them charcoals. Let me find it. Good morning, Morty.
Yeah. I think some people might have come in not realizing we're doing 11 o'clock instead of 10:30. Morning, Dragon Dancer. Oh. The music went a little dark.
Well, I like it. I like it. I like it. Do I need to go print the order of service?
You can pick them up off the printer.
I will.
I did print them. White bat audio. Thank you.
Hello. Any neurodivergence here today?
Probably all of us.
If so,
All of them, I mean.
one of my news topics is really cool for all of us. Maybe a tarot deck for us or a tool. Huh. We'll check it out a little bit later.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Hope everybody had a great week, man. I don't know what it is, but it seems like a continuance of draining and events and
Yeah, this has been some rough times.
everything coming on full force, head on, you know. So hopefully this is ending soon.
Yeah.
What is my life right now? Oh, I hear you. See, that going up to what little tree sap was writing. Yeah, I hear you. Hear you, hear you. And more little tree sap, paranormal witch, and dragon dancer.
Dancer for dragons.
This week this week did suck. It's nuts, man. I don't know what's going on.
I think next week is gonna suck too.
Hopefully, the suckiness will decrease.
That is the hope.
I will light the candles.
Would you light my candle?
You
Your
should
candle's
watch
out.
Rent soon. And Across the Universe and Moulin Rouge.
Definitely Across the Universe and Rent anytime. And Moulin Rouge, but we'll do it in order.
About movies, why did I never know that Sleepaway Camp existed?
Right?
It's a freaking sick and awesome movie franchise. We watched the first two.
Watching the third one today, aren't we?
We're watching the third one today.
I need to go, man, yesterday sleeping like completely all over the place. Like unable to really get it together sleep-wise. And then flying out tomorrow is going to suck. And then the next week, it's like a never-ending break, but that's okay.
Well, one of my news topics may be able to help you and all of us with that.
I hope so, because I need help.
How to manage different ways to manage stress and the feeling of being drained. Ways to recharge.
We talked a little bit about that the week prior that we did, where we talked about spiritual ruts and burnout. So it's a good continuation.
It is.
I definitely need to have some, like we did our bike ride this morning. We did a lot of things. I need some reconnection and some grounding because I'm out. Everything's kind of out of control.
We need to go out underneath the stars
Yes.
somewhere.
And today, is what, the 5th or the 6th? 5th. So Tuesday is full moon.
Yeah.
The worm moon. We'll talk about that too.
Wednesday is?
Mhm.
Oh, cool. So we'll probably, I think, kind of not have a real long service today.
Yeah.
We've got some family business and other things to get to, but
Yeah, which I'll share in a little bit.
shall we call the quarters, cast the circle?
We shall. That dog has got his nose pushed so hard into the corner trying to smell outside. Finn, that's that noise you hear.
What'd you smell, Finn?
Just listen.
God.
He's going,
He's something else.
you're special. Yes. All right, let's go.
All right. Hear me, friends and ancestors from the east. Hear my voice carried on the air of clarity and truth. Watch over us as we cast our circle of safety and love.
See me, friends and ancestors from the south. See my flame of passion and creation seared into the energy of the universe. Watch over us as we cast our circle of limitless possibility.
Feel me, friends and ancestors from the west. Feel my love, fear, sadness, and joy washed into the waters of the rivers of compassion. Watch over us as we cast our circle of connection and motion.
Reach me, friends and ancestors from the north. Reach my feet and hands, the earth in my toes, and the work of my fingers. Watch over us as we cast our circle of strength and grounding.
Know me, friends and ancestors from the ether. Know my intent, know my heart, and know my spirit. Watch over us as we ask you all to join us in perfect love and perfect trust.
Hear, see, feel, reach, and know that the circle is safe, the circle is sacred, and the circle is cast.
Be it so. And
Be it so.
is.
Oh, look, I look shorter for once. Yay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my chair here. I'm trying to lower it, but it's not going down.
Jiggle titties.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Ooh, it looks like the ghost show machine. Look. Like it shows where they grid it off to look for heat signatures. Oh, what happened? What was that? I don't think y'all could see that, but... Good morning, Ziggs. I hope you're feeling better.
I don't know if she has to do that right on my chair. Morning, Ziggy. I have made very minimal progress in my books, but I did do about a chapter in the Elements of the Wise, the 4 Elements of the Wise, Eva Dominguez. Good book so far. I'm still early on, but I finished the section that kind of talked about the history of where it came from, the century back, and the base symbols and how to utilize sigils and things like that. So it's very interesting, very neat. I've always enjoyed working with elements, and I think this deeper knowledge or deeper dive into it has been really cool.
Hello, Mama. Good morning.
Good morning. Shit. I have hiccups. I ate way too fast trying to get here in time. The Expanse still going on that, and then Polyvagal's going to be on forever because I go in and out of that one back and forth.
So, I have not, but I have queued and prepped. And today, if it's 15 minutes, I'm going to start Werewolf Magic, Authentic Practical Lycanthropy by Denny Sargent. It's ready to go, you know. It's like the universe has said, you're going to deal with your mundane stuff now. So, 2 weeks ago, I had a state survey in that's just days and days and days of 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. work that came on the weekend. So, it's just been rough. But I am going to start that book today. Even if it's 10 minutes. I'm going to read at least 20 minutes a day.
You should.
Hey, Joy. Good morning.
Morning, Joy.
Glad you're feeling a little bit better. All right.
Yes.
Awesome. I hope you're feeling better and able to get out and do something that you want to do.
Yeah. We did our bike ride this morning.
7.5 miles.
7.5 miles. Probably going to play some games a little bit this afternoon and watch some movies, but I'm going to take it easy today. I was supposed to go up a week from Monday to see my dad, but unfortunately that has been moved up to tomorrow. So I will be traveling to good old Virginia.
Hey, Lynn. Virginia.
Virginia. So it'll be nice to be in my home. It's been a long time since I've really spent any time actually there other than work. So I fly into Richmond tomorrow. I'll go see my family. My dad's not doing well. Has been admitted to hospice and is progressing pretty quickly. So we'll be doing that and trying to make sure all those things kind of go together and get taken care of. So, you know, when I get back, I'm really pushing to get our cooking show scheduled. Not show, because it's not going to be like an ongoing thing. It's just periodic, but I want to get
It's fun.
cooking going. And I think we're going to wait until after Ostara, or spring equinox, to do that. Just because of everything that's going on, but we will definitely be still setting that up. And we've got to do the final 2 cards in shadow work. My issue is right now, my emotional status is not in a good... It's not bad. Like, I'm not freaking out, but it's just not in a ready stage for that at the moment. So...
Thank you, Joy. Thank you. And Joy's all for the cooking.
I know, I'm ready.
It'll be fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yep. Podcraft, we're still working on getting that together.
Yeah.
Okay, rephrase. We haven't done shit related to getting it
We haven't
ready.
done shit.
But
Yeah.
we know where we are and what we need to do to get it ready. Put it that way. So yeah, today we're going to talk about some of the news articles, and we're going to talk a lot more detail about Ostara, and spring equinox. So that's kind of on our main topics for the day. So we will hit those in, and then talk about the altar. I've got some pictures that I'm going to kind of pull up while Rook talks about the what do you call it?
News?
News. Thank you.
All right, cool. So let me know when you're ready.
We are ready. Well, actually, I want to get up my stuff first. Hold on. Hold on. Keep the people excited. Keep the people happy.
Well, I like the news articles I found for this week. They seem, first one, 5 magical ways to recharge yourself with stress management. Very pertinent going on with all this. I don't know what the universe is doing, but it's
doing.
I think it'll help. It's doing it. And a new neurodivergent friendly tarot deck by as an article by Star Bustamante. So we'll kind of check it out. Is it really a tarot deck, or is it a a tool to learn for or can connect for
Bustamante.
neurodivergence, or what is it?
All right. So
So
which one are you going to do first?
I'm going to do the stress one.
5 magical ways or the other one?
5 magical ways to recharge yourself
All right.
with stress management. Are you going to share?
I'm going to share so that you can see the screen.
So this is an article by Ella Torres I found online. And it talks about how stress is something we all experience, but excessive stress can drain our energy, cause us to feel weary all the time. If we get to that point, even a good night's sleep can't help, because when you wake up, you get back to your stressful routines. Too much stress can cause us to lose joy and excitement and look forward to resting and sleeping. We were not meant to be sleeping and look forward to sleep all the time. We have dreams, goals, and we're meant to live life, to fulfill our dreams and wants. So there's 5 ways. So the first one, which I definitely have to work on, but I'm going to try it. Dive into the magic of deep breathing. Breathing is magic. It literally keeps us alive. Deep breathing increases oxygen to the brain, induces a meditative state, and brings our attention to the present moment, the here and now. Stress is often a product of getting stuck with the past or an obsession with the future. Use deep breathing to bring you back to the present and let go of some of that stress. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to count breaths and all that. I think for me it would be just to stop, breathe a couple times, and focus on your breath and kind of say, I got this. I do something surprising. Number 2, stress can come about when your brain functions quickly and restlessly. Put a stop to the restlessness by doing something surprising and shocking your brain. Splash your face with cold water. Take
like
some
that
sudden
one.
jumps or jumping jacks. Shout and listen to your voice. Like shock your brain. Surprise your brain. Number 3, embrace Mother Nature. Nature is a powerful healer. When in nature, our bodies get flooded with happy hormones like serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin. Sit under trees or lie under a sky full of stars. Number 4, embark on a creative journey. Creativity is a great way to reduce stress and recharge yourself. When on a creative journey, our brains don't engage in thinking. They are present right in the here and now, lost in creativity. As a result, our stress levels decrease and we start feeling lively. This brings about a sense of joy and mood rejuvenation. Dance, sing, paint, write, read, garden, whatever gets you in a creative mood. It's best on this one to spend a few minutes each day to keep stress and the drain of everyday life away. For this, mine would kind of be reading. That's why I need to get back to reading and walking. Sweat it out, exercise, dance, play. These exercises enhance the secretion of happy hormones in your body, lower stress levels, and help you to feel happy.
Yeah, I definitely need to work on that one because I recognize my stress late, and I downplay it very often until I've lost a little bit of, until other people notice my behavior changes.
And if you can do it outside, like when we do our bicycle rides, even the motorcycle rides, even walking, it's something about doing it outside versus inside on a treadmill. But if that's all you have, go ahead.
Part of it for me is
It's
when
really
you're
nice being outside.
Yeah, when you're doing those things, not focusing on other things while you're doing it. Like when we're on the motorcycle, that's all I'm focused on. So the other things are not in my head. It's giving my brain a chance to background filter and move through things, right?
Hey, Manny. Good morning.
I think that's a big piece of it.
Yeah.
What did I just say? Mm-hmm. I'm not new.
All right. My next new article
Oh, we're on the next article?
was kind of cool, yeah. Unless
All
anybody
right.
has anything they want to put in the chat about what they do to relieve stress, feel free.
I like, when if you're on a treadmill or you're exercising on the bikes, I do like to have music. Because music also puts my brain on that track of thought process, right? So I'm not thinking about all the other little things that are happening. And I think in that moment, like the back of my brain or the interior of my brain is morphing and moving things back into place, and it's kind of like giving it reset time. But watching TV or things I have to think about while doing it sucks. It ruins the relax for me. It's kind of like with the book. You're in that book, you're in that training, you're in that system, that whatever, and it's really cool.
So next article, a new neurodivergent friendly tarot deck by the articles by Star Bustamante. It talks about 80 to 85% of the population are considered to be neurotypical, with little to no difficulty navigating the current systems of learning, while 15 to 20% of the population is considered to be neurodivergent and process information differently, and often struggle with traditional education and communication practices. Pagans use a variety of tools, as we know, such as tarot and oracle decks, to help guide them through the coming days or weeks. They resonate with the imagery of their favorite decks to help them feel connected to whatever they are experiencing. But what about the neurodivergent people who may not be able to resonate or absorb the messages that images are meant to convey? Well, Pamela Coe, that's C-O-E, has designed a new tarot deck, the Territorial Tarot Training Deck, that seeks to bridge the gap for those who are neurodivergent and process information differently. This is a tarot flashcard system that does not focus on images primarily, specifically with the neurodivergent in mind. Coe suffered a ischemic stroke in 2019, and her experiences in recovery played a major role in the creation of her deck. So you can see the picture of it up on the screen, the Territorial. Is it a tarot deck truly, or is it a tool to learn to connect with other things such as intuition, other things than the images and the cards and the symbolism? I don't know. I'm going to have to get it.
It reminds me of, I have a tarot deck, the Minimalist Tarot. It is, every single piece of it is one symbol. I also have the Intuit Tarot, which is a tiny deck, with very small imagery on it. And then there's a dice deck that I have.
Ooh, I bet the dice.
So I wonder how those would affect or help those that are neurodivergent that want to get into that kind of practice. Because it's going to take, obviously, there's no silver bullet to that because we're so different. But you'd have a lot of things that go through that way.
Actually, I'm going to see if it's on Amazon.
I'm sure.
Territorial. Let me see. Hopefully it is, because this is one I must get.
I do have a tarot training deck that's pretty neat. So.
Ooh.
And I'm glad that Joy is in, because I want to talk about something in a minute about Ostara and Spring Equinox, but do you find it anywhere?
I don't see it on here.
You might have to Google it. It might be a special one. It might not be, might not be one that you can do that way.
It may not.
All right. So I'm going to burn a little Yule here.
Little Yule blend.
Little Yule blend. I cannot begin to tell you guys how much this stuff changes over time.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Whether it's the oils or just whatever.
It just changes over time. So try to make my blends a little earlier now, because as they sit, they get so much better.
It is so nice. That's a nice.
And my brain is connecting them in my head too, because I smell this, I feel and I hear Yule. So yeah, that was very interesting topics.
Cool.
Neurodivergence. I know a lot of people in Pagan end up finding themselves in the Pagan sphere because of being neurodivergent, and not able to kind of not to be able to fit into the mold that other people make them need to fit into to get it what they need to get. You know what I mean?
So just remember, like when you're frustrated, when I don't listen or whatever it is due to my ADHD, and be kind to remember that, please.
I will, if you do the necessary exercises and things that will assist you to improve that without medication. Do you want to talk about that?
Oh no, I made my point.
Okay. So, oh, that is so awesome. I love
Ooh.
connecting blends and things to
For the bracelet.
all
That is
kinds
so
of things.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, Equinox. Yeah, we need to do an Equinox blend for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So what was that? Oh, Ostada. Ostada. Da Ostada. Spring Equinox. Albin Elir. I don't know how to say that properly. Maybe Joey can fix that. Elir.
Elir?
I don't have any left, so.
If you're neurodivergent, I'll get you some.
Ooh, snowdrops and apple blossom. When I go to Virginia, I'm going to see if I can't find some things. I'm going to spend at least one part of a day looking around in the woods where I'll be. So there won't be any mosquitoes at that point, so I'll be able to go through it. So I want to talk more, as you know, we talked about it as we go between each turn of the wheel, we get a little bit more in depth about whatever the next turn of the wheel is, however you believe. And right now, that next turn is Ostada or Inkini, Spring Equinox. So I just realized we had our bottle from last. That's too funny. For Spring Equinox, or as Alban Elir. So when I was doing research and just kind of looking it up over the last time we did a ritual, we wrote a ritual, I think it was 2020 or 2021. And one of those things we draw from was from the different areas. Like we'll draw from Druidry, we'll draw from Wicca, we'll draw from whatever it is that we feel at the time. Thank you. Because that kind of helps get us into the ideas of what it is that we want to do to celebrate, and we like to bring in those different aspects of celebration of each of the turns. So for Ostara, when we did our ritual a few years ago, we really focused on being outside, number one, and I think it would have been even more if we would have done it in a cold climate, because what the idea is to kind of be a little chilly, but to be outside and to feel the radiation of the sun on you, and you meditate on it and you bring it through, and you kind of let the sun kind of warm you up and bring you back to life as it is doing the same for the earth, and you feel it kind of growing around you as you're doing this meditation. And that was a very simple ritual that we did. It was very, very just, becoming one with what's in around you, and you start to take in things that you don't recognize, which was really nice. So, that was really cool. We have the not instructions, but the information that surrounds the Druid celebration of Alban Elir, if I'm saying that properly, as part of the Spring Equinox. Remembering that not just about the waking back up, the Spring Equinox is the balance, right? It's equinox. That's how you know it's the same length of day to the same length of night, right? That's why it is equinox. Now, one of the things that kind of comes through too is when we're thinking about what it means to spring back to life. Well, that requires some sort of death, right? So this is the death card and the rebirth card, or the growth energy of any of the aces, actually, or the Ace of Pentacles is one that comes to mind. But those are the cards that have that representation. So I think it's very important that we recognize that it's not just, oh, spring back to life, the world is warming, the green, it's coming after a recognized ending, and that's kind of important. Keep drinking. Really? What is wrong with you?
I don't know, I feel very giddy.
I'm getting concerned.
I couldn't get my chair to go down.
So Ostara, Spring Equinox. Balance, remembering that to get to one side and the other, we're growing, we're moving from one piece to another. And I think if you do any type of ritual for a Spring Equinox or Ostara, those are the things that you want in your mind. You want to look at and see. You're starting to see the balance back. Like our grass is kind of brown, right? It starts to turn green again. The trees grow leaves. You're seeing the separation from the no leaves to leaves in your area where you are. But those are kind of some of the things that have really come up to me when I look at Ostara. I did do a little bit of picture finding, so I want to share a couple of pictures if anybody's interested.
Yeah, sure.
Of you know, some other Ostara, what do you call them? Altars. So altars, you see bread here. Bread is very big this time of year, right? You can think of Easter, of rising. You know, Christ rising from the resurrecting. One way to look at it. Well, not Christ really, Jesus, but you know what I mean. It's just the champagne. I'm kidding. But bread, rising, thinking of the things that grow and expand. Definitely a good way to do it. And you can see in this very simple altar here, you have some of those things, some pastels, some light colors, but also some deep greens and blues in the ritual. It doesn't take a lot. But I just thought that was a really good one. This one I liked because it had representation of
that's pretty.
What I'm going to assume is Herne the Hunter.
Yeah.
You got your green ivy, your yellow bright flowers, and the candles. So again, something relatively simple. What, Tina? I don't see your altar, Tina. Oh gosh. Okay. I don't see yours either, y'all. Bluffers. But still, regardless, we have this basket of eggs, which is associated. Hold on 1 second.
Somebody at the door.
Okay, we're better. So you've got green ivy, you've got these yellow, I don't know what kind of flowers are, but they're bursting forth with color. You got Herne the Hunter there. There's also, looks kind of like, it's not Ellen of the Ways, but it looks similar to my Ellen of the Ways in the back there, but I can't tell exactly which deity that might be. Somebody with a staff, probably related to shepherding or flocking. And then you got your basket of eggs, which is something that came before the Christian version of Easter eggs, by the way. And then in this last one, it's a little bit busier. But you got a lot of like bright colors and pastels. Looks like some wisteria or some other kind of flowering hanging thing there. And you've got a lot of representation of Gaia. Another version of that's Cernunnos, actually. I would assume, based on the antlers and the way he's looking there. I think I have the same one. You got the rabbit, which kind of goes along with a story that many people talk about, right? The Easter rabbit and where that came from, or where we assume or think that came from for now. But yeah, some of those are so pretty. Things are just kind of growing, but I always go to the wrong one. Sorry about that. There we go. We're back. So yeah, that's where we are. So I don't want to say like. I'm not going to get into whether it's right or wrong or whether somebody else has the right to choose what is and isn't. So I'm just going to say it outright. Easter is connected with Eoster or Westra, however you pronounce it. I've found different ways to do that, but all these things are connected in a way, whether we like it or not, and I think those connections are valuable. So if you did grow up in a Christian household, or if you are a Christian, then it makes sense to connect those things. But just remember, we're not connecting them to have a good time or to sell or to make money or to, give candy to the kids. We're actually celebrating. The earth. The return of the earth back into what it's doing and back into its growth period. So, yeah, there's some really... I found a bunch, too. It's just, those were the ones that weren't copywritten, so I figured I'd take those. But again, pastels, brights, eggs, yellows, greens, symbols like caterpillars, bees. I think rose quartz and moonstone were the gems. Ritual fire, always. Like, you can't not... To me, just ritual fire all the time. Doesn't matter. There's no reason not to have a fire. And then when you look at our correspondence, the winter really is earth and night and north, so we're moving from that section into air. We're halfway between, right, to air, which is east, and the dawn and the light, so which is where we are in the cycle. Makes complete sense. If you look at where the sun is throughout the day, we're in the dawn, we're in the morning time. So Merry Christmas.
Yeah, which we have seen.
Ed. Yes. And we're in that period, like, well, things are moving, right? We're going into that space. So you see that dawn, everything's a cycle. It all goes together. Currently, which we missed the last couple of times because I didn't have time to do it, but we are in the time of Pisces. Pisceans. I think that is a wonderful word. I do a Piscean.
And Sagittarians.
Because if you're a Piscean, we're not talking about Sagittarians. Y'all had your time. Turn your fire down. Turn the fire down, water up. But for the Pisceans, they're also, which makes sense in this cycle of things, right? We're also in that dawning time frame. We're in a time for separation, right? Where I hate to say dawning because it's really both. It's ending and starting, right? Because we're in that time frame where Pisces represents, I think, the 12th zodiac. So that means this is the end of the zodiac and the restart of the cycle in zodiac to the first one, which is next, which I believe is Aries. But the Piscean way is this changeover, this cold, mutable water that is adjusting to this whole new season. We're going into a whole new era. Turquoise, zinc, platinum, those are your colors if you were born between February 20 and March 20 and you are a Piscean. Representing the end of winter.
Any Pisces?
Yeah, are there any Pisces? Fishy, fishy, fishy. Very fishy. That's funny.
Pisces, that's me. PW. Happy Pisces to you. You're a Piscean.
She's Piscean.
You're a Pescatarian.
It's pescatarian.
Oh.
I swear, I just don't even have any energy for that. So next week we'll talk more about some of the stages and things of that Pisces kind of represent. So that will be fun. I like it.
You like it? All right. Who's next?
Who's next?
Oh, I mean, Steve is a pie. Happy Pisces to you, Steve.
He's a Piscean.
Piscean, not a Pescatarian.
You okay?
No.
You need to do the fast.
I really
think
I need, yeah.
I am going to do a quick zodiac forecast. So Tuesday we're in full moon. We're in full worm moon.
Worm?
Worm. Do you know why it's called the worm?
No, I don't, but I'd like to know so I know
because
what
it's
I'm
when the fertile
at.
soil grows and the worms start coming out to feed the early birds.
Oh.
Where you get the worm moon from. So again, representation of how we used to work the land, of which we don't do the same way anymore.
No, we
so
just
very
build
big,
on it.
very big piece of it. So basically, this full moon, we're in the Sun Pisces, but we're in Virgo moon Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, including the full moon. So this is a really good mix to me when you mix the Pisces and Virgo as far as this water and earth energy. So we're going to have a really good time to keep things going forward. You've got strength and stability. So this is like a riverbed made of rock versus a riverbed made of silt. It has a little bit less ability to carve, and they hold each other in a good way. So the energy is holding us in a good way Monday through Wednesday. So we will have the strength that we need to make through emotional times and emotional processes. Thursday, Friday, we're getting a little screwy because you throw in Libra in there. You get a little bit of air thrown in with Pisces, and they can kind of spin each other out of control. So situational issues towards the end of the week. So just take a breath, relax, let things go. Don't hold on to things. You're going to want to hold on to them, but you shouldn't, or else you'll start making shit really hard for yourself. And then weekend, Saturday, Sunday, you got Scorpio. So you got fire and water going together. This is a flary time frame.
When is this?
The weekend. Saturday, Sunday. Just remember, stay cool, calm, and collected.
Don't try to put out my fire, water people. Look, I got a
Tend your fire and we won't.
I got a pump sprayer so that we can go and kill the weeds at the labby. And that's what I want to do, and don't rain on it.
Well, if it does rain, that'll make it harder for you to kill the weeds with your concoction.
I know.
You better get this up.
Lemons.
So,
Miss Lynn sent me the recipe. I'm going to make it.
oh wow, Robbins. That was awesome.
It's cool.
Many
saw the worms.
So, Cancer is not going. So, what we do with that is we're actually running through both the sun and the moon signs. Susie, I need to find out what her rising sign is.
Mm-hmm.
So
You have to talk to her and
yeah.
you can plot her.
Cancerians is we're not in Cancerian season right now, so we're not going to talk about it unless the moon navigates through Cancer, which it does periodically throughout the week. Just we don't get it all the time because it doesn't happen on the time we have the call. I mean the call, the show.
Too much work.
Too much work, for sure. There is no question on that one. You're getting all the bubbles out, so it's going flat.
Oh.
So it's going to be a good week, I think. We're going to start out strong and controlled. We're going to watch ourselves towards the end of the week, and then the weekend we're going to be kind of, palmsed out. There's something else that was just on my head I wanted to say. What are we making today?
On the call.
What are we making today?
We're making strawberry mead.
We are. We got to get that started soon, too, because
Yeah.
I got to go to bed early.
Yeah, me too.
So, that is the majority of today's show. We're trying
mead. Oh, sorry.
We're trying to keep it a little bit down to an hour, so that we have time also to do some tarot, which I got to go grab a tarot deck. So you can start making the list.
And we've got family stuffs. Yeah.
Yes, we got a lot of stuff to do.
To do today, so we'll switch to tarot. If anybody would like a read,
Switch to Terry.
tarot. So switch to tarot now. If anybody would like a read, just say so. Yes, the strawberries were taken out this time. Ooh. Yeah, y'all celebrate your birthdays. Okay. Dragon dancer. Alright. Paranormal.
Oh.
Mystic. Enjoy.
Just another Mystic Manny.
Alright, General, yeah. Mystic Manny said General. Okay. So we got Susie, a General, Dragon Dancer, Paranormal Witch, Mystic Manny, and Joy. What deck say you? Do you have?
Forest of Enchantment miniature deck is the one that I am using today.
Oh, my mom and Joy are going to Parrot Key for their birthdays.
Oh, are we invited?
I don't know.
Maybe not.
Okay, Mr. May. So we can start. Let's get something to cleanse the decks going here. All right, cleansers. Do we need another charcoal, or is that?
No, I don't think we do. I think we've got. Oops! I just threw it off
Threw it off the ledge.
the ledge. Let's use pine today. Let's see.
Ooh, pine to cleanse. Okay.
There we go.
So Miss Susie would like a general card. Thank you, Paranormal Witch. I'm a part of the society. Salem Local Witches Union. That chair is creaking and squeaking. It's getting on my nerves.
You'll be all right. I promise.
All right. What does Susie Chin wants general? What does she need to know for this week? That pine smells really good.
I know. It smells amazing.
It really does.
Doesn't it always?
Yes.
Why don't you move your vape out of the way
Oh, I can do that.
of our? There you go. I didn't mean to take it off the table. It was just underneath the camera. You weirdo.
That gives me an excuse to walk back.
Oh. There's no excuse for you. I've got to reposition the camera because it's cutting your head off. It's funny.
Well, that's okay. I just had to stand up for a minute.
The Susie gets the Susie. The Susie gets the seer. The seer. So the seer is actually a representation in this deck of the Empress. Not the Empress, I'm so sorry. The
High Priestess?
High Priestess, thank you. Again, I think this is common. These comes up a lot for me. My two favorite cards in a deck ever are always the Magician and the High Priestess because of how they represent just literally all things to me. The ability to be in control of your destiny. So the seer, as the High Priestess, really talks about two things. Number one, talks about the power that you have in order to manifest things. You have it, you do it, you can. There's nothing that can stop you from manifesting what it is you want. Just make sure that you actually figure out what it is exactly that you want first. Find out what you want. Because a lot of times when we go for something, we go for what we think we want versus what we truly actually want and need to kind of gain our next step. So that's her reminder, is make sure that what you're trying to do is what you really want and what is really best for you, and then realize that you actually can get it. The seer and the High Priestess also bring in one additional piece. They bring in the reminder not to take shortcuts. So don't do things the easy or the fast way unless that's the only way. If it's not the only way, then you need to be doing it the right way. So sometimes it takes longer, sometimes it's not as easy, but she is definitely a representation for me that says, don't take shortcuts and know that you can manifest whatever it is you want. You just, number one, have to have the idea and the plan for it, and you have to actually do it, but you also have to make sure it's actually what you want and what the right thing is. So that is the seer.
Okay. And I had drawn the 5 of Swords. Usually some kind of big deal or hard time, loss with in your mind or in your own thoughts. If something comes up this week that just feels like catastrophe or hardship in your mind, look at the person in the card. He's really not looking any direction. He's got one sword down, he's holding 2 in his hand, and 2 have already been thrown on the ground, and the sunset is off in the distance. Anything that happens that seems major this week, make sure just focus on what's important and what really is. Don't let your mind get carried away.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right. Oh, why am I giving that to you? You got your card. And then Dragon, did you want a general or specific question? Dragon Dancer. Ooh, limited run Dragon by Amy Brown. True, all of the above. Did Dragon want a general? No, I'm hoo-hooing.
He'll be alright.
Alright. Are you ordering the cards on Amazon?
No, I was just looking at one of the other ones that came up with this Forest of Enchantment deck. Ugh. I want to keep that one. I have a couple of versions of it. But
Dragon need to know for this week.
This is the small version.
That's a really pretty deck.
It is. Very good deck. This is one of my favorites. Alright, so we got a jumper. We got 2.
Ooh, you're still gonna give her 2 cards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Woodward.
I love that card.
That is really pretty.
The Woodward.
So the Woodward, this is a major arcana card. The numbers are a little bit different, but the Woodward is a representation of all things. I don't want to say forest, but it's also got some hermit energy to it. So this is really the respite, but wise at the same time, right? So The woodward is about going in and being in control of and taking care of the things of the wood, as the force of enchantment would do. So it's almost like a gatekeeper, but further in and a little bit deeper in meaning. Whenever the woodward shows up on the force of enchantment for me, it's a moment of, and I think we actually talked about this last week for a similar card, but it's a moment of kind of looking at what's around you and seeing that all things that are around you are good and that you don't need to make any changes or push any changes right now. Just kind of take it all in and enjoy kind of what things are happening and unfolding before you at the moment. The second card I pulled was the Nine of Stones, which goes along with woodward very well. Since the woodward is a very earth-oriented card, right? So the Nine of Stones is as well. Stones are pinnacles in this group, are earth cards. And nines we're nearing that point where you're looking back and seeing all the things that are happening. This is a tradition card according to the force of enchantment, but for me it generally represents that kind of peek back and looking at the things that you've created and how good they actually are. In the traditional sense, or in the tradition of the card, here it's representing staying true to the tradition of the things that you want to do and kind of bringing them up into the forefront. So as you're taking the woodward kind of direction of how the things that are around me are going well, it's good, I don't need to push too hard, I'm just going to status quo it for a minute. You're also going to want to bring in some traditions, some things that you're going to repeat for years to come that become a part of that practice. So these two cards together are really about earth, and they're about the things that are physically with you and that you're physically doing and accepting of, and it's just saying don't do any more at the moment. Just take it in with where you are and it will be good.
All right, here's your cards back. Let's see.
Thank you.
Alrighty, and I pulled an Earth card, Seven of Pentacles. Whatever you're working, whatever you're doing, it's going to be prosperous, and it's because it's rooted. You have done it with a good, hard, and honest effort. So take some time this week to take stock and appreciate the things that you've worked on that have manifested good things, good outcomes, good results. Maybe money, and it might be animals, might be possessions. But take stock this week. What you've done in a good and honest effort is going to be not profitable. Can't think of the word. You're going to be prosperous because of it. What?
Judging.
What are you judging me for?
No
Profitable? Or something else?
Yeah.
What? Paranormal Witch. What does Paranormal Witch like to know?
General, what does the spirit want her to know right now?
Who? Paranormal? What does spirit want her to know? Okay. Alright. Let's see.
P-dubs.
Let's see.
Welcome. You're pulling first for P-dubs.
The PWs. What does Universe want her to know? Let's see. You're making fun of me.
I am.
I'm not told to stop yet. What? Oh, let's see what we got here.
VG grabbed it for you.
Oh, I don't know what that is. Oh, cups. Couldn't tell what it was at first.
It's 4 of cups.
4 of cups.
6 of cups,
6
I'm sorry.
of cups.
Can't count.
I need a clarifier.
6 of cups is a good card.
It's pretty.
It's joyful. Joyful meetings. Emotional sustenance.
Yeah, I get that. To it. Okay, I had a jumper for you. my lady, Six of Cups. So, what does universe want you to know? To take joy in relationships, friendships, maybe somebody new this week that comes in. Be on the lookout and appreciate them. Somebody might leave you something nice on your doorstep or at work or out and do something nice to you. It's a chance encounter to me, and it's a reminder to enjoy the inherent good of all people and someone that you will meet this week. Then I drew the Queen of Swords. However, the Queen of Swords reminds you that although we take joy in the innocence of the inherent good of all people, be aware to also use your mind and be smart at the same time. Don't let a new chance encounter be someone that's going to try to take advantage of you. And she reminds us to not be naive. What do you have?
Great mornings, Witchy Sap. I have the Seven of Stones, which is going to sound very familiar because it's the same as the Seven of Pentacles that we just pulled for somebody else.
That is freaking cool.
So the Seven of the Stones in this, though, is really that part of the earth where you are healing on the vibration of the earth. This is going out and laying in the field and just digging your toes in and saying, let the earth heal me, let it bring me forth what I need to calm and just kind of recuperate. So we're going to add to your reading, Paranormal, the need for you to take some healing, to accept some healing for yourself. Spending so much time and energy on your family and all the things that you've been working on, job, all this stuff, work, you need to do some self-healing. This could be a spa day, or it could simply be getting outside, like I said, and laying down in the sun, feeling the warmth of the sun, and just reconnecting and just resting. That rest by itself and recognizing that the earth is a part of all of us and we are a part of it will help you heal internally. There's evidence that the earth rotation and the earth's own frequency, which there is a frequency, I can't remember what it's called now, it's got a name, it's slipping my mind, maybe somebody in the chat knows it, but it's a frequency that the frequency of the earth, I should say, and it's the frequency at which things heal, and you can tap into that by being present and being outside and of the earth and receiving some of that healing and opening your mind up and opening your third eye and kind of reorganize yourself. But it's in all, it's just that need for healing, and you need to allow yourself to be healed by the earth and the things around you and take some of that time for yourself. So to me, all of this representation and all of these cards for you, P-Dub, is really Spirit saying, you've put in a lot of hard work, you moved a lot of things forward, now take a break for a second, heal yourself, allow that energy to recuperate, refill your bucket of emotions, so to speak, and use the earth to do that. So, good luck for that.
Yes.
Give me my card.
And welcome, Melvin.
Melvin.
And we're doing Mystic Money for a general. A general?
I too have a copy of the Morgan Greer deck, but I don't use it much.
Oh, it's my favorite deck. I just love it.
I don't use it much because you're always using it, and I just figured that it could be yours.
I love the Morgan Greer. Just the colors. They're just like, bam!
Bam.
Bam!
You are very welcome. Welcome in, Melvin.
Love these pictures.
Joy, I think you're up, aren't you?
Mystic. And then Joy.
Mystic.
Mystic Many.
Oh, you already marked a line through it, that's why. Mystic Manny's up. Now I've got to reconnect. Hold on.
Good. It smells so good.
All right, let's see. Oh, wow, look at that.
Sunset. Oh, wow.
The Woodward is definitely present again today. There's a connection there with you and Heather.
Carry on my Woodward, son.
So the Woodward in the Forest of Enchantment, again, we're talking about that energy of the Hermit, and a little bit of Hierophant too, but Hermit mostly. But the idea isn't the same as the Hermit, where the Hermit goes in and is like retreating to self to learn something new. The Woodward is kind of standing at the throne of the forest, which there is no throne of the forest. It is just within the forest. They're the gatekeep of all things that are working the way it needs to. It's good and bad. It's strong and weak. It's everything of the forest. So the Woodward is that representation, again, similar to what we said earlier, of what it is you need to do to kind of look at all the things around you and be happy with where things are. It's a reminder to kind of have a result of, the hard work. It's looking around and it's looking. Our fish tank is making lots of noise. It's looking around you and recognizing all the things that are positive to you. We know you guys have had a lot of change, and it sounds like and seems like you guys are very excited with it. But there are going to probably be periods where things maybe don't feel exactly as good as you want them to, or exactly as amazing as you thought they would be at some point. But just remember, those are all things that you've manifested to this point to kind of get to where you are. Now you can kind of take the Woodward representation of going out into the forest with your staff, with your antlers, and just sitting there and be like, you know what? Things are good. Things are right where they need to be. Things are good. Things are under control and they're managed. And the Woodward definitely represents the management and the ongoing steadfastness of the decisions that you've made. So that is it for the Woodward. We'll see if Rook ever comes back. I don't know where he went. You just came out of the kitchen. You're doing something else.
To unplug the machine. I was looking.
The machine's not in the kitchen.
I was looking for the pitcher because after this I got to go fill it with Brody water.
Okay.
Woo. Okay. Here's your Woodward. All right, and this guy's come up again. 7 of Pentacles.
We got a lot of duplicates today.
Yeah, that's weird. Shuffle, but. That is the message. 7 of Pentacles. Whatever you've been working on, you've done it with hard work and honesty. Hard work and honesty, good effort and intention. And it may not seem like it yet, but whatever it is, just know that if you haven't seen reap the benefits yet, it is going to pay off.
Mm-hmm. The Woodward definitely supported that, so that's
more
good.
Like a job or other areas, but it's whatever you've worked hard and put a lot of hard work, integrity, honesty, and intention to, it is going to pay off.
Twins, y'all are in the same frequency sphere today. That's one of the things I like about the Woodward, though. It's like it's the more wise, to me. It's the more wise version of Pan, like Carnunos. Carnunos to me is the somewhat wiser.
Oh, that was me. That was my
somewhat
fault.
wiser version of Pan. You were having a rough time.
I am having a roughie.
Oh dear. Dragons unite. I love it.
I mean, enjoy. What does universe have? Let's see. What's next from universe?
What is next from universe? Okay.
Yes. What is next?
Iris sleeping under the thing.
You're in Tina's spot.
All right, that one just didn't work. All right, let's see what we get.
Joy. What is next?
9 of bows.
9 of bows. My clumsiness. No.
All right. The Forest of Enchantment has been bringing lots of 9s today and lots of earth, but the 9 of bows are a little bit different. So you can look at this deck 2 ways. Now, the book itself actually talks about bows and arrows, representing air and fire, respectively. But then there's a connection between the two, right? So air and fire really do need to go together. So that's one of the reasons why I really like this deck and this particular one. The arrow really doesn't do much without the bow. The bow doesn't do much without the arrow. And think about that. Just like with the stone and the water can shape the stone can stop the water. So it's kind of an underlying meaning within the bows and arrows suits in this. And then the nines, we're talking about that step as we're going into the end of a particular cycle of something. The nine of bows here is definitely a representation of the air aspect, in this case, of the slowing down of something, of the culmination of something to an end, but remembering that that culmination doesn't exist without the arrow that it has to fire. A bow does nothing without that. So taking a look at all of the things that you have been working through from an air perspective, things that you know, things that you've been doing working through, media that you've been working in, and take it, whatever the current one you're most excited or most involved in, that may be coming to a slower pace, not ending, but that is going to come to a slower pace. So Spirit is kind of saying, branch out into some newer things so that you don't burn yourself out with one particular area. Air is a thought thing. It's a brain thing, right? So when you get towards the end of a brain thing or a thought thing, the thought becomes full and manifested.
I paused the tank.
Why?
It's coming back on. Because then I unplugged the thing, so I'm going to go get water as soon as this is done. Put it in. It's okay. It's all right.
It's unnecessary.
It's okay. It's all right.
Pausing the tank has nothing to do with that beeping noise.
I know, but it's okay. It's all right.
I can tell.
Unplugged it.
So Joy, dear Joy, he needs help. I kid. But the nine of bows really does want you to kind of look at expressing yourself in a different media for a while, so that you don't burn out on something, and so that you can think through a new process, or maybe even something completely different, or a new spin on something, depending on what card Rook here brings. So that's what I'm kind of getting out of that. And welcome, Morningstar. Good morning.
All right. And I pulled...
Palmistry Pirates. That's cute. I like it.
That is cute. Seven of Swords. Maybe a lot going on, a lot of thoughts going on, but don't forget, kind of quickly try to shift through the BS ones, or the things that are a waste of time or not worth your energy, and don't lose sight of the important ideas or important things. Your mind, in this case, will tell you through your intuition. So if you got a lot going on in your mind, that's okay. Don't hold on to stuff that's just not worth it, that's obvious BS. Mm-hmm. Sift through it, let it go, but don't forget about the things that really are important to you, important to your mind, important to your spirit, important from your intuition. All this other stuff, drop them, and keep what's really important, and you'll know what it is.
So it kind of sounds like universe is really talking about staying very active and not giving up on any one thing, but kind of morphing into some newer, just a new era. Nothing significant, huge, nothing big, just an adjustment. Yes. That's what I'm getting out of that.
I'm gonna run put the water in real
Nice.
quick. I hope that helped.
Why don't you sit here?
Huh?
Why don't you just sit down?
Okay, I'm trying to take care of my stuff. I have ADHD. And I can't help but to be moved.
Currently, you have champagne. That is what you have. Because we're done.
What are we doing? Oh.
So, like I said, we were trying to go. We're moving it to 11 o'clock, right? That was the biggest thing. And then we're trying to keep it to an hour and a half with the tarot, so that we can make sure that everybody has time to do the things that they want to do on this weekend, ourselves included, and keep it together and keep things being appropriate, because I tend to want to make things a lot grander than they need to be sometimes. So we're really looking at the process of making this as balanced as possible. I think tarot is something I really like doing, so we have to leave time for that. The little news articles, where we usually have 4 or 5, we're kind of keeping that to 2 or 3. And then our main topics, we'll kind of keep them kind of limited too. So if there's anything you would like to see or hear on the show, you got to let us know. We'd love to have those discussions and talk about what you guys are interested in. So share it. Let us know. We are not going to do an after show today. We need to take care of some things. I've got to make sure that all my flights and everything and hotel and rental car and all that stuff is set up for going to see my dad. So I need to work on that and get those things together. But again, as always, thank you for joining. Thank you for coming in today. Really appreciate it. Really enjoyed doing this, and hope you guys get something out of it. But like I said, tell us what you're thinking about and what you'd like us to go over before we hit our very last and most favorite thing to do. You almost forgot about that, didn't you?
No, I wasn't sure if we were going to do it today.
Really? Have we ever not done it?
No, we've never not
done it.
You'd like us to go over. You'd like us to go.
You can't hit live and play and pause at the same time and expect, but you can turn the volume down where you can't hear it.
Oh, see my abuse?
See your abuse.
Yes. All right.
Lord have mercy.
So please check out all of these awesome creators, witches, and wonderfuls. From the Cauldron Witch on Instagram and from the Cauldron Witch Tarot on Instagram. Shoot over, follow her, watch for her notification that she is live. Stephanie gives some amazing on-fire freaking reads. They are just like awesome. Paranormal Witch. Paranormal Witch on YouTube and Lady Rose 819 on Instagram. Follow her on Instagram so you can catch her weekly vlogs about deities and everything magical persons and history. It's really awesome. Unexplained Possibilities on YouTube and Unexplained Possibilities on Instagram. We all know and love Melvin. You will find interviews with anybody and everything on the Unexplained and all the possibilities. Ziggy Dreadful on Twitch. You need to catch her on Twitch if you're on there and watch her stream. If she's in a game you like, she just might and often will ask you to play. Same thing with Maeve Thill. Addie Estate on Twitch and Instagram. Mr. Malice on YouTube. Addie Estate on Facebook and Twitter, who, along with the guy sitting next to me, do a Friday night podcast. And it is still called The Malice Experience, correct?
Yes, until I tell you otherwise.
All right. And we are the Two Pondering Pagans. We are the Two Pondering Pagans on YouTube and Facebook. Two Pondering Pagans altogether on Twitter. I'm Rook Tempest on YouTube and Rook_Tempest on Instagram. This guy next to me is Mystic Salann on Twitch and Salann Talwin on YouTube, as it's spelled there. If anybody else gives permission and would like to be added on our favorite screen of the podcast, please send us a message in our Discord and let us know, so we will gladly put you on here. We appreciate, as always, spending your time on your Sunday with us, and hope you have a great rest of the Sunday and great upcoming week.
Yep, have a great one, and we will see you next Sunday.
See you next Sunday.
Bye.
Bye.